And we're live. Great. Welcome, everybody. It's 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll go ahead and get started. I'm Tara. I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher, and I'm also participating in Dry January. Today's day 3 of Dry January, and just some observations I've made. I've slept really well the last 2 nights. My dreams have been incredibly vivid, a lot more vivid than they were in December. In fact, one dream I had last night involved being at the beach and seeing some very strong rip tides, standing on the shore, just observing them and telling everyone to stay away from them, to stay out of the water. And it reminded me of something my teacher, Tara Brock, often says when she's leading meditations, and that's to be the ocean that allows for all sorts of currents and life forms to be present without getting caught up in them. So I'll be reminding us to do that today in our own meditation. I did not wake up with a headache yesterday, but unfortunately I did today. I thought that was very unfair considering I haven't been drinking. But I think it was probably because I slept so soundly and I kind of slept in a weird position and my neck was tight and that gave me a headache. Yesterday, especially, I did find it a lot easier to get started with my day and to stay focused throughout the day. But I still have cravings, particularly now at this hour when I would normally pour myself a glass of wine. And it's Friday, which is most definitely a time when I would be having a glass or two of wine. And as I return to regular life and routines after the holiday, I still experience stress, and I'm having to seek other ways to kind of let go of my busy day and relax. So that's why I've scheduled these sessions for this hour. I know it's the witching hour for many, and during times like this when we're trying to change our habits, we often resist the cravings or any challenging feelings that arise. This often leads to a struggle and self-judgment. So we might tell ourselves, I'm not cut out for this. I'm not going to make it. And that often leads us to give up. So these sessions are designed to help us recognize our cravings as part of being human and to normalize them, to hold them in self-compassion and to be with them without letting them run our lives. These 20-minute guided sessions involve RAIN, which was created by Michelle McDonald in 1984, and it's evolved over the years by various practitioners. And the approach that I use, RAIN is an acronym for the following. R stands for recognizing any difficult feelings and cravings that are present. A stands for allowing, in this case, allowing the cravings to be present or allowing any other challenging feelings to be present without any judgment. I stands for investigating, so investigating those cravings or those feelings and the beliefs surrounding them. And N stands for nurturing the vulnerable parts of ourselves that are affected by the cravings or the challenging thoughts. So just a few reminders and guidelines before we begin. Some of you may have joined me on Wednesday, but I expect that we'll have some new people joining us as we continue throughout the month. For these meditations, it's best to find a quiet spot, but please don't think it has to be silent. Noise happens. Things are never silent. So I'll prompt you to find anchors where you can return your attention when your mind wanders. And sound can actually serve as a great anchor. You might, for example, tune your attention to the soft noises around you as a way of bringing your mind back to the present moment. And all that said, please don't think that your mind has to be blank or that you're doing it wrong if your mind wanders. Again, minds wander like cravings. That's natural. And whenever you realize that your mind is wandering and you bring your attention back to the present, that's actually a moment of mindfulness. So congratulations when that happens. You're always welcome to watch the recordings if you can't make a session or need additional guidance on the days when no sessions are scheduled. I'm holding these live sessions throughout January on Mondays and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern and again at 6 p.m. Pacific, and on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern and again at 5 p.m. Pacific. Okay, so let's begin. At this time, I invite you to find a position that will allow you to feel comfortable for about the next 20 minutes and to be present. So, this could mean sitting upright in a chair like I am here. I've got my arms on my armrest. If you don't have an armrest, you can put your hands in your lap, your feet flat on the floor. You're also welcome to sit on the floor on a cushion or maybe a yoga mat, something that's just something that's going to be that's going to allow you to be comfortable. You're also welcome to lie down if that's what serves you best today. You can be as dramatic as you want. There have been many times when I've said, I just need to lie down and let the earth hold me. And that is perfectly acceptable for this meditation. Just do whatever serves you best at this time. I'll pause for a second here while you get situated. And once you find the position that best suits you, you can go ahead and lower your gaze. You can either rest your eyes on a focal point a few feet in front of you, or you can close your eyes altogether. As you get situated, do your best to relax any obvious areas of physical tension and then tune into the breath. Breathing deeply into your belly for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Holding for 2. 1, 2. And out for 4 from your belly, then your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Breathing in again for 3. 1, 2, 3. Holding for 2. 1, 2. And out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now allow your breath to be natural. The breath is always with you. Allow your awareness of it to be your home base, an anchor to the present moment, noticing this breath and this one. If the breath is not a good home base for you, you might anchor your attention to another sensation instead. You could draw your attention to your hands and how they feel, where your feet rest on the ground, or where your backside touches the surface you are on. Sound, as I said earlier, can also serve as a great anchor. You might draw your attention to the soft noises around you, perhaps the hum of the heater, the ebb and flow of nature sounds, or even traffic outside your window, the start and stop of voices in another room. With relaxed, interested attention, discover what the sensations of the breath or your chosen anchor feel like moment to moment. Where is your attention now? Each time you notice that your mind has wandered off is a moment of mindfulness. Gently bring your attention back to the inflow and outflow of the breath or your chosen anchor, offering a relaxed, wakeful presence. Now take a scan of your body, starting at the crown of your head and working your way down your face, the base of your skull, the front and back of your neck, meet any areas of tension with kindness and do your best to relax them. Move your attention down the shoulders, the arms and hands, the chest and upper back, again relaxing what you can. You might imagine the whole body breathing. Working your way down your torso and lower back into the pelvis and bottom. Continue to meet any tense areas with kindness, relaxing what you can. You might draw attention to where your body makes contact with your surface. Allow the earth to hold you with patience, stability. Now call to mind your intention for this month, whether it's to stop drinking altogether, to only drink on certain days, or to reduce the number of drinks you have within a given period of time. Visualize that intention as clearly as possible. What does it mean to you today and your plans for this evening? This will be our starting point for rain. As you become aware of your intention, start to draw your attention to any challenging feelings that may arise in response. Maybe you sense some resistance, doubt, or anxiety. If this is normally the time of day when you would pour yourself a drink, you may be experiencing some cravings. Just take a moment to be aware of those feelings. What sensations are you most aware of? What thoughts, images, or even colors arise? If you feel any tension or a strong desire for a drink, just recognize its presence. If your thoughts are racing, or if you're not sensing much at all, recognize that too, without judgment. Just say hello to whatever is most dominant, perhaps the situation's overall tone. Now send a message to your heart to let this dominant feeling be. Find a willingness within yourself to pause and accept this moment. You might mentally whisper yes or welcome. You might offer it a seat at your table. If you find yourself saying no to the experience, you can say yes to that feeling of resistance too. Whatever is in front of you, this belongs. This too. You are simply noticing what is true for you without judging or controlling. Be that vast ocean that can hold all the currents. Now, zoom in on one challenging thought or feeling, whatever is most dominant, whatever is right in front of you. Approach it with curiosity. Explore this thought or feeling more deeply, as if you're holding a magnifying glass to it. What does it believe? What stories does it tell you? What does it think will happen if you don't drink tonight? If you could personify this feeling, what would it look like? How old are they? You might picture your younger self telling you how they feel. Now draw your attention back to your body. Allow yourself to breathe naturally, patiently, and take another quick scan. Where do you feel this emotion or thought? How does it feel? You might name any physical sensations associated with it, such as tightness, throbbing, burning, heaviness. What does the most vulnerable part of you most need right now? How does it want you to be with it? You might place your hand on your heart or wherever your body is affected, feeling the warmth and reassurance from your palm. You may imagine pulling that younger version of yourself onto your lap and embracing them. Or you might call on the presence of someone you consider deeply loving and understanding, such as a grandparent, child, pet, living or deceased, or a spiritual figure. Feel their compassion flowing into you, supporting you. Now you might offer yourself some reassuring statements. It's okay. I'm here. I'm not leaving. I'm listening. I care. I love you. Discover what happens when you bring an unconditionally loving heart to the parts of you that are hurting or vulnerable. You might sense a gold sun above you, bathing you in its bright, warm rays. Rest here for a couple of minutes. I'll prompt you when it's time to move on. Now, after the rain, as you continue to sit in the openness, wakefulness, or tenderness that may have arisen, consider the following questions. In this moment, what is the sense of my being, of who I am? How has this shifted since I began the meditation? Keep these responses in mind as you move forward with your evening. When you're ready, draw your attention back to your contact with the earth, its sounds, your breath. If you haven't already, you may open your eyes, taking in your peripheral vision and the sights in front of you. If it feels good, you may stretch, bend over, and return slowly to an upright posture. Thank you. As you move forward over the next couple of days, try to keep this exercise in mind. You're always welcome to listen to the recording. But as you move about your day, just try to pause now and then and tune into whatever you're feeling. Whenever you experience a craving or a negative thought, just try to accept it as natural and allow it to be there. And you can return your attention to the breath, following that pattern I shared with you earlier: in for 3, hold for 2, out for 4. Try that a few times. Or you could draw your attention to your hands or where your feet are. Just kind of ground yourself in the present moment and just try to approach those feelings with curiosity without judgment. You could also offer yourself some of the statements that I offered earlier, or visualize someone who's caring, offering you support. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please post comments or you can send me a message. You could also send me an email. And if you like this video, please subscribe or give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Um, while that meditation was going on, I think everything that could have gone wrong in my household went wrong. My dog wouldn't she wouldn't stop barking. I really hope you didn't hear that. I tried to mute the microphone whenever it happened. I scheduled a pizza to be delivered at 7:15, and surprise, it showed up at 6:28. So luckily it happened while you were in that 2-minute meditation period. But it was pretty funny. Anyway, thank you. Good night. Enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.